Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said for the first time he supports a major change in how the military handles sexual assault cases. In a statement, Austin said he will work to finally end the scourge of sexual assault and sexual harassment in the military. The change, long resisted by the Pentagon, would give independent military lawyers, not military commanders, responsibility for handling sexual assault cases and related crimes. But it needs congressional approval.
It does. In an exclusive CBS News report last November, CBS Evening News anchor and managing editor Norah O'Donnell spoke to soldiers about the realities of the current system as part of a year-and-a-half-long investigation.
I faced immediate and consistent retaliation.
After you reported your assault, you were stripped of your rank.
Yes, ma'am. They were trying to break me down. They just go after you because you're the victim and you're the problem.
How many of you think there needs to be something massive that happens, like a Me Too movement for the military?
All branches across the board, all of us need to be able to feel like we can speak up and that you're never alone.
And Norah O'Donnell joins us now. Norah, good morning to you. That was powerful reporting from last year. How significant is this endorsement or support from Secretary Austin, and what happens next?
It is seismic. This is the first head of the Pentagon to hear from victims of sexual assault and harassment, meet with them personally, and then say, the first thing I'm going to do while Secretary is bring together an independent commission to look into this and report it in 90 days. He did that. Now he says he agrees with the findings of the independent commission that the reporting and prosecution needs to be handled by an independent person, not the commander. This is what survivors, victims, and their families have been advocating for years. They say this is the change that is needed in the military so that more women can serve in the military honorably, so that more women can advance to those roles of commander and leadership. This is seismic, the change that it could create if Congress goes along with what the Secretary of Defense has recommended. He's going to be testifying today in Congress, and he's also expected to brief the president about the findings of this independent commission.
We'll be paying attention to that. Nor did anything stand out to you in the language that Secretary Austin used to offer his support?
Yes, it's an excellent question. There's something to point out. This is not just about sexual harassment and assault. It is also about domestic violence. And in fact, this independent review commission recommended that cases of domestic violence also be included in the independent prosecution system. Why? The numbers are even higher than sexual assault. There's a lack of transparency when it comes to domestic violence. They don't even track domestic violence in terms of in the military, and that is handled by commanders. If you are a victim, or a survivor of domestic abuse, it gets reported through the commander. And the reporting that we have done, specifically from advocates and lawyers, say, look, the reason you can't keep it in the chain of command is because the command in the military, it's like a family. And I'm from a military family. I know this, too. You know, in many ways, it's patriarchal. You view people that serve under you as part of your family. It's hard to believe that they would be carrying out violence or harassment or abuse. And so, and also some of the data shows when it comes to assault and harassment, almost half of victims say they were told by their commanders to just drop it. Yeah. And that's why there has been this push for a Me Too movement in the military, where our reporting shows that many of these survivors and victims and families who have had children who commit suicide say the system has to change. It has to get out of the chain of command. There needs to be an independent prosecutor. And so I think this is a watershed moment.
Yeah, it's a big potential change if Congress acts. The reporting on it has been tremendous, and we know you will stay on it. Norah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tony.